Prentice Jenkins, published the City Life newsletter, activist since 1991. You haven't accounted for one thing in these police crashes. Immaturity. Cops. You haven't accounted for boredom. Cops sit in the car all day and they just get bored. So they hit the gas. I was on Vernon. I saw this. I was on Vernon between Vermont and Figueroa one. I saw two cops in the car, one black, one white. White cop was driving. There's only 2 lanes of traffic there. And there are cars parked on the sides. There are only 2 lanes of traffic. So you can't go around anyone. The cops hit the gas, were in the westbound lane where we were going, eastbound lane where we were going, jumped into the westbound lane. Traffic's coming right at them. They hit it at 70 miles an hour. And when you saw them come past, they were laughing. I could see the whites of the black cops' teeth. They were cracking up. I said, and you can see the man coming with who was coming towards them in his truck, and his eyes got real big. And these cops are just having a good time. No lights, no sirens. They just hit the gas, right? Because the cop said, "It ain't my car. If I crash it, what is it? It's no skin off my nose." So guess what? All of a sudden, they were getting close to that man whose eyes were going big because he couldn't stop and they couldn't stop, and they nudged the car over and got back in the westbound lane. Took off. It reminded me of Star Trek going warp speed. I kid you not. They went warp speed. They actually went warp speed. You haven't accounted for cops just getting bored and hitting the gas. I believe they killed people. There was a van that a cop hit. And the witnesses said we never saw lights or siren, and they had their front lights off too, and they killed that. They killed a family of 2 of a family of 4 in a minivan. Next comment.
General Jeff.
$34 million.
Let's see.
Good morning, General Jeff from Skid Row. The mere fact that this report has harm reduction in its title is an automatic admission that Los Angeles Police Department causes harm. Going back to the LA Police Department's core principles, it is based on fear, and meaning that there are 4 million Angelenos in the city of Los Angeles. There are only 10,000 officers. Based on the numbers, it is impossible for Los Angeles Police Department to keep law and order without instituting a core of fear. So automatically harm is going to be caused to many of the millions of Angelenos that live in this city, specifically minorities. Nowhere is that reflected in any parts of this report from what I've seen. When we talk about LAPD's core values, we focus on items such as resisting arrest. Resisting arrest is a secondary charge. It cannot be used as a primary charge. Something has to happen to warrant an arrest prior to a resisting charge, because otherwise there is nothing that is being resisted. So when we talk about harm, there is a whole lot of harm that is automatically embedded into the Los Angeles Police Department's DNA, which automatically admits that the citizens of the city of Los Angeles will be harmed. And when we see millions and millions of dollars being paid out of taxpayer funding, it is unfair, it is unrealistic, and it is not helping the city move forward. Thank you.
Crystal Warrior. Crystal Warrior. Okay, that is the final comment card, sir, of this item.
Do I have a motion to approve the department report? All in favor? Any opposed?
Whatever.
Mr. President, for the record, Lieutenant Waters, about 10 minutes ago, personally went out to the lobby and looked. There was no one waiting in the lobby or outside to come in. I also just went out and looked. There was no one in the lobby or waiting to come into the building. Okay, thank you.
I was outside. in the
Now, item
courtyard
number
waiting.
4D,
No,
Department
it
report
wouldn't.
dated March 13,
Said it was lying.
2016, relative to the bias policing and mediation, first quarter 2016 report to the Board of Police Commissioners.
Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Stuart Mays. I'm commanding officer of the Internal Affairs Group. When I was here a couple months ago with the year-end report for 2015, as is usually the case, I leave with homework from the Commission. So I thought what I'd do this time is start off with what's new in the report that you asked for, and go from there. So, first off, we provided some population data last time, and you asked us to include population, if we can, broken down by bureau and by area. We did include the population broken down by bureau in Table 7. I'm not sure really how valuable it is, but we did not include the population by area, which we can do. However, that would take another 5 pages to an already kind of large report. With a very small font size to do that. And also, because it's the first quarter, the sample size is really very small, and it might make more sense to do that in the annual report as we get to the end of the year.
It's fine to include that once a year in the annual report.
Okay.
Unless any of my fellow commissioners object.
And what the population data really showed us when we broke it down by bureau, it kind of reinforces what we already know, that Black and Hispanic citizens make the largest number of complaints citywide. Second item, you asked for a breakdown of the accused employees, if we can, by assignment, and we included that in Table 3. And what that shows, for the most part, is kind of what we expected. Patrol officers receive the majority of complaints. What was interesting in this report is you can see in 2016, the first quarter, Metro is highest, or second highest, rather. And that's explained perhaps by the rapid expansion that Metro underwent this past year. And of course, what also stands out in this table, at least for the first quarter, and again, this is a relatively small sample size, but gang enforcement officers were not subject to any complaints based upon the information and intake. So we'll be looking closely at that as the year progresses. Number 3, third item, the impact of digital in-car video and body-worn video we expanded upon, and that's on page 8 of the report. And again, the numbers are still relatively small, and we'll continue to track and report on that.
Are the numbers small? I was surprised that there were only 12 where there was some type of video. Are the numbers small because we're seeing less complaints in the divisions that have video, or are the numbers small just because of where we are in terms of the rollout?
Well, it's definitely small regarding the rollout when it comes to body-worn video, since that came to a screeching halt last year. As far as digital in-car video, I really don't know. I think that's something we're going to have to continue to look at. This is, again, based upon, to get this information, this is based upon closed cases. So we're talking about complaints from 2014, early 2015, so it's still a relatively small number. And I think we'll see as the year progresses that number changes somewhat. And we've instituted some other changes into some of our systems to try and gather that data, not only for bias policing complaints, but for all complaints, to track statistical data regarding body-worn video and digital in-car video, to actually track how many videos the investigators of complaints have to review, how many hours it takes to do that, and then on the adjudication side, whether or not we were able to disprove an entire complaint at intake, or prove an entire complaint at intake, either way, or if the video assisted with the